Before I get started with this commentary, let me give a shout out to Zarp on Twitter for sending this article to me. So as y'all know, I recently did a video talking about Jennie Nguyen. I got her name right this time because everyone's saying it's pronounced Nguyen and not Nguyen, or however it is that I pronounced it in a previous video. Personally, even if y'all didn't correct me, I wouldn't have really cared, because this woman, like I said, we've only known about her for about a week, and in that week we just realized she's grade A trash. But now she's grade A plus trash for what recently just came out. So we all know about what she said in those posts and everything back in 2020 and how they were very anti-black in nature. But what she decided to do recently to try to absolve herself or to give her own self cover is even worse. But I think even the person that's involved with this, if there is even a person involved, is just as bad. So apparently she used a black man as a prop in a video explaining the post that she made. And that doesn't surprise me in the least bit, because this is her way of trying to get herself out of the way and shoot the slings and arrows in the direction of this alleged black man. And how ironic that she's using a black man. And if this black man allowed himself to be used by her, he's just as trash as she is. But I'm going to go ahead and read this article that was posted on January 26, 2022 on the meall.com website. After being fired from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City for her old racist social media posts, Jennie Nguyen has come up with an explanation in an Instagram Live on Wednesday, January 26. According to Jennie Nguyen, age 44, her then social media team shared the offensive post in 2020 on one of her non-verified personal Facebook pages that existed before she was a part of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City show. Now, keep this in mind. She said her social media team, which means this involves several people. It's not just one person, but she made sure to single out the black man as the prop. But let's continue. While talking about the post then, many of those posts mocked the Black Lives Matter movement and protesters in the wake of the killing of George Floyd and contained phrases like BLM thugs and violent gangs. For an explanation to these posts, the star said, "I just want you to understand that during that time, I had a team of people that were helping me out. Whether they posted or I posted, it doesn't really matter at this point. For me, well, if it didn't matter, then why did you even throw them out there?" See, there was a reason she did that. Because like I said, she's trying to shield herself from all the backlash that she's receiving. And now she's receiving even more. She should have kept this to herself and just let the dust settle, because it's not like it would have lingered forever. Well, it might for those who care. But now you've made yourself, your situation even worse. You dug a deeper hole for yourself. That's the thing about these races. They don't know when to actually shut up once they've opened their mouths for too long. They dig a hole even deeper for themselves, which lets me know she has a bad PR team around her as well, if she even has one at all. For me, it's on my account, and I take full responsibility and accountability for what is posted. Moreover, Jennie called those posts disgusting, emphasizing herself being a proud Republican and sharing her full support for law enforcement. And see, they throw that in there because they'll try to make it seem like we don't like her because of her political leanings or her liking law enforcement. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with what you posted, not your political leanings or you liking the police. Jennie said, "I know I hurt a lot of people. My viewpoint during that time in 2020 was emotional, and it brings back a lot of memories during that time when we went through such a tragic, terrible year. It wasn't that tragic and terrible to her, according to the post that she made in September of that year. I want you to understand my political stance. I will support that. I am very proud to be a Republican. We don't care. I am proud to be able to say that I have the freedom of speech to and to have an opinion." Michael, a black man, was sitting beside her, insisting that she is not a racist. So she did this Instagram live video in which she had a black man named Michael. Now, I didn't watch her Instagram live. I don't care to watch it. She had a black man sitting next to her to say or insist that she wasn't a racist. So this lets you know the fact that she used a black man as a prop, or he allowed himself to be a prop, lets you know who she was talking to when she made those posts. So if she said anything like try to make it seem like it was vague, like she was talking about any group or any other group that wasn't black people, she just called her own self in a lie by having a black man as a prop there for her to try to excuse what she said. Do you know what this reminds me of? If y'all ever seen Spike Lee's documentary, Four Little Girls, about the 4 girls that were killed in that bombing back in 1963, I believe it was, in that church bombing. What was it? George Wallace, one of the most staunch white supremacists ever to ever roam this earth. Remember when he was old and sick? You know, this was after he had got shot and when he was pretty much decaying in health. And when he was being interviewed in one part of the segment, when I think Spike was asking him about him being a white supremacist or being racist, he said there's no way that he could be that, and then pulled his black prop, who happened to be a black man, and said, "See, this is my black friend." This is how he was actually talking, because his, you know, like I said, he was decaying and healthy and he was shot and everything like that. "This is my black friend right here." I forgot what his name was. "This is my black friend right here. He takes good care of me." Like, that's what he sounded. Go back and watch that. Just if you don't even watch the entire documentary, watch that part. That was so cringe. And the thing is, even when I saw that as a kid, because the documentary came out in 1996, and I remember when we was in school, we watched it because our principal, her sister was one of the girls who died in the bombing, and we watched it in our in the cafeteria, like it was a school-wide thing, because she was one of the people that was interviewed by Spike Lee, and we watched it. And I remember watching that, and even then, I thought something was kind of wrong with it. Then it's like I picked up something was just not right then, but I didn't pay nothing attention to it because I was, you know, at the time I was 7. But when I got older and I realized that, I said, George Wallace literally had a black man there as a prop to try to excuse all that he had done at the time in his prime. And like he was just almost as bad as J. Edgar Hoover. The only reason J. Edgar Hoover gets an up is because he ran the FBI. But George Wallace, oh my God. I think when I did my White History Month series on my original channel, I think I did George Wallace in one of them days. If I didn't, shame on me, because that guy was one of the worst white supremacists to ever be born. But when I think of what she said, and what, you know, having a black man there next to her as a prop, and like I said, he's trash for even allowing himself to be used like that. It reminds me of George Wallace and his black prop that he had next to him. And Dub S Duck likes to do that a lot, as if that is a way to absolve them of being racist. It doesn't. It just makes you look even more guilty, because where was your black prop when you were posting all of this stuff? Nowhere to be found. After her justification on Instagram Live, fans reacted to the explanation of the matter. A viewer tweeted, "Jennie isn't sorry for what she did. She's just sorry she got caught." Another fan said, "Jennie just had to use a black person as a prop in her video." Another tweet said, "The white supremacists think they have found a cheat code to get away with anti-black racism by giving people like Jennie Nguyen of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City prioritize hate crime protections while they perpetuate vile anti-black racism themselves." And those people are absolutely correct. A tweet read, "So to be clear, Jennie Nguyen got on live to tell her she stands by her post. It's repulsive to use a black person as a prop, but what's even worse is being a black person / man and letting them use you. I absolutely can effing not," said another tweet. And that's the entire, I believe that is the entire article right there. And those people who wrote those tweets are exactly right about her and the black man named Michael, who allowed himself to be used as a prop for this woman. Do they even know each other? Like I said, I didn't watch the video. I don't plan on watching it. I have no intentions of watching it. But did they even know each other? Or this was some black man that she just went through her little Rolodex of nigga friends or nigga associates and said, "You know what? I'm going to use him. Michael, can you come sit next to me? I'm about to explain to people that I'm not a racist, and all I need you to do is co-sign everything that I say. Okay? That's all. That is all I need you to do." And that's what happened. That's what I'm predicting is what happened in her video. But I'm glad people did not fall for it, and they saw it for what it is. This woman is a racist. Point blank, period. It doesn't matter how many black props man or woman she has by her side is not going to change the minds of people of what she said, and is what it is. And this is why a lot of WS are cowards. She can't even stand firmly on her square and say that she is. Well, the thing is, about when it comes to the races, they're not going to admit that they are. That's one thing they all have in common. It's a common theme. But when she goes this far to do this, then that's what makes her look even worse to us. Like I said, she could have let the dust settle for this whole thing, because it's the beginning of 2022. There's a whole lot more years of this year to go, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna happen, and this thing is gonna, for her, could have blown over. But when she doubles down on this, it makes her look even more guilty than she already is. She should have just kept her mouth shut. But that just shows you right there, she just has a bad PR team. If she, like I said, has one at all. What she probably doesn't at this point, because her checks might be running dry. So that means their checks are running dry. And then when their checks run dry, they're going to run out on her. With that being said, I'm going to end the video on that note. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you have not done so already, make sure to hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video or go live.